Ho, 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 guys. Welcome to day 7 of the 7 days of Heavy Metal Mass with me, your podcast host, Tony Evans. Now, I've been, these last 6 days, I've been looking backwards, which is something I like doing anyway. But I thought I might look forward this time round. I know you're going to say, but Tony, it's only Christmas Eve. It's not New Year's Eve. This is true, but I've got a different episode planned for New Year's Eve. So, looking forward into next year. What am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to some really cracking gigs coming up, particularly here in Canberra. We've got Riot City. We've got Midnight. We've got Kirith Ungul. Just to name a few. We've got Creator, name a few. Amazing, right? What a cracking year this is going to be. And then we've also got Cryptos later in the year, which is something I'm very excited about. Listen to the previous episode. Not yesterday's, idiot, but not you, idiot, me. Listen to the previous episode previous week. And albums. Well, there's some cracking albums to come out, isn't there? We've got the new Bruce Dickinson solo album, which is going to be the Mandrake Project, which is going to be promises to be an absolute corker if the single has anything to do with it, that came out recently, the Afterglow of Ragnarok. And then you've got the new Judas Priest album, and again, if the two singles that came off that have anything to do with it, it's also going to be an absolute barnstormer of an album. We have the big international acts. I mean, Creator's big international act, but the big one, the mummer of them all, Iron Maiden's coming out. It's in May next year, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think it's May. Doesn't matter. Sometime next year, I have my tickets. Half the town will be gone. Half my workforce will be gone. In fact, that's okay. We'll survive. But that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to some big acts coming out and new albums. I'm just looking forward to some interesting local acts and bands, local venue music. I'm also looking forward to learn. I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to again. I'm looking forward to learning new, seeing new, hearing new. It's what I look forward to every year. That's why I do the Metal Ruse stuff. I enjoy the perusing through the lists of review albums to see if there's anything new and interesting coming out. I hope there's a new Heads for the Dead album. We can only fingers crossed, can't we, guys? If you're listening to this, can't we, guys? Listen. I hope there's going to be a new. I believe there's a new Past the Fall album in the making, which is going to be exciting. I mentioned them previously, the interviews that I did earlier. And I also forgot to mention that I interviewed, one of my big interviews last year as well, this year, was Richie Faulkner from Judas Priest. Well, at the band, it was his other band, Elegant, oh my God, see, old man I am. Elegant Weapons, I was going to say Elegant Armory, idiot. Yeah, so, that was another highlight as well, but I've just remembered it then, sorry. But yeah, so looking forward to some learning new things, seeing some new things, opening up your mind a bit, getting excited by new bands. Like I discovered one yesterday. I know it's not next year, but they're called what were they called? They were called Diablo, I think it was Diablo, and they were really like a very interesting sort of ghosty kind of band. We'll find out more about them, and I'll talk about them later on. But I just saw them in passing, and I thought, oh, well, they look good. Well, the video was good anyway, and I thought, well, I'll venture in and see what else is there to be seen, right? I'm looking forward to more time with my friends at gigs. Now that sort of the COVID is well behind us, hopefully, and we can sort of start really forgetting about those times and start just enjoying catching up with all the albums and bands that were meant to come. I believe that ABAF is meant to be coming over. I've had tickets for ever and a day for that one. Venom Inc. should be here on the back of the new album. There's Only Black, which is an absolute stormer of an album. Almost was my album of the year. Almost. I would probably say it was my heavy metal album of the year, if I have to be truthful. But as I said, Pill's End of the World is my favourite album because it's just such a joyful and interesting and free-form piece of music from a genius as in John Lydon. Anyway, I don't want to go back over that. We've already talked about that earlier in the week. This is just the wrap-up saying, great year. Thanks for listening, guys. I really thank you very much for constantly being there with me week after week. Every now and again in the dark tea time of the soul, I have had doubts and gone, oh, should I keep going? Is anyone listening? But then I get the Spotify wrap up, and like I see that 731 of you listeners, I'm your number one podcast. So every one of those 731, and in fact for everyone listening, it doesn't matter if I'm number one or number 55, it doesn't matter. Thank you very, very much. But deep down, to be your number one means a lot to me. You know me, I don't edit them. I make my mistakes. I'm an older guy that sometimes can go down a rabbit hole, like earlier with elegant weaponry. I mean, I completely went blank, right? I did say that these episodes are done without the aid of a safety net. So, and when I make these episodes, when I do my notes, I basically just write one-line notes per idea, a couple of words here and a couple of words there, to jolt my memory into conversation. So I don't script them, because if this was scripted, I'm a genius. All right, I'm not scripting this. This is just me being me. Again, thank you very much. Thanks for listening. Thanks for, I get great feedback. People say to me that I learned so much. I've found new bands because of you. Thank you. And that really means a lot. And for the bands that you find, that means a lot to them as well, because they themselves these days find it harder and harder and harder and harder, particularly for the smaller bands, to find markets outside of their area, their confines of their country or their friends group or their scene. And so to get beyond that is a really, really hard thing to do. And I think next year, let's try and make bands like Parsifal and Heads for the Dead, and although those sort of bands, let's make them big. Let's get them some big airplay, and let's get live acts pumping with more people in the venues, because what else you can do with your money? Yeah, you can squirrel it away, or you can't take it with you. Whereas music is forever with you, forever and ever, ever and ever. Live experiences are with you forever and ever. You're always going to remember them, rightly or wrongly. I had some rather problematic gigs this year, re-quality of the band. They won't mention those because we'll love our ups and downs. But apart from that, most of it's been absolutely amazing. So good luck into 2024. I hope you have a really good Christmas. I hope you have you get all you want. You have as much food as you can stuff in yourself. And if you're on your own and you haven't got anyone to go to, that you find something that fills your day, because it is difficult at this time of year for people on their own. And if you know someone who's on their own, I've done it before when I was younger, and reach out. I walked once, on Christmas Day, I walked 10 miles to a friend's house because I didn't drive, he didn't drive, there was no public transport. He hadn't got anyone to go to, and I brought him back 10 miles back to have Christmas dinner with us, and my mum was furious because I missed lunch. I mistimed the journey it would take. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's the thing you should do. Reach out, do it. Your neighbours, your friends, your loved ones, even if it's a text them and say, love you guys, Merry Christmas, thinking of you. Sorry I can't be there, or whatever. Anyway, that's me rambling on. Be a little bit longer in this episode, because I just want to say thanks. Have a great Christmas. Keep safe. Keep well. And, well, the next episode will be very soon. Very, very soon. Oh, no, I keep thinking next week is New Year. No, the next episode will be just before the New Year, but the next New Year episode will be my New Year episode. So, see you when I see you. Bye for now.